You're here because you want to build your first passive income stream in exactly 12 weeks. No fluff, no get-rich-quick surveys, and definitely no $2,000 courses sold by guys standing in front of rented Lamborghinis. You clicked this video because the title promised a guide. But before we get into the how, you need to understand the why. Here is the cold, hard reality that most financial gurus are too afraid to tell you. Most people spend 12 years talking about passive income and 12 seconds actually building it. They treat it like a lottery ticket instead of a machine. If you think passive means zero work from day one, you've already lost your money. You are the perfect prey for the next scam. Passive income is simply front-loaded effort, massive, concentrated effort that pays dividends while you sleep later. It's about building a dam so you can stop carrying buckets of water. In the next 15 minutes, I am giving you the precise 90-day blueprint to go from zero to your first dollar of protected, automated cash flow. No distractions. Let's get to work. Phase 1. The foundation and the audit. Weeks 1 to 3. The first 3 weeks of this journey aren't about buying assets or looking at spreadsheets. They're about stopping the bleeding. In the US economy right now, inflation is your silent executioner. It is a tax on the stagnant. If your passive income strategy is putting money in a savings account that earns 0.5%, while real-world inflation is sitting at 5% or 7%, you aren't building wealth. You are actively subsidizing the bank's profits with your poverty. Week 1 is dedicated entirely to the audit. You need to look at your ammunition. In the world of wealth, you have 2 types of leverage: time leverage or capital leverage. There is no third option. If you have $10,000 sitting in an account doing nothing, you have capital. If you have a $0 balance but 4 hours of free time every night after your 9 to 5, you have time. You must pick your lane now. Do not try to do both poorly. Week 2 is niche selection. We aren't here to reinvent the wheel or launch the next Facebook. We are looking for digital real estate or yield-bearing assets. In the US market, you want to focus on high-intent niches. If you're going the digital route, think about sectors that are recession-proof: health, wealth, or relationships. If you're going the capital route, you're looking for assets that pay you just for owning them. Week 3 is the infrastructure. This is where most people get stuck in analysis paralysis. They spend 3 weeks picking a font for their logo. John Financial doesn't care about your logo. I care about your legal and technical rails. If you're building a business, get your EIN, set up your business checking account, and separate your personal life from your professional assets. If you're investing, choose a brokerage that isn't gamifying your addiction to clicking buy. You need a fortress, not a playground. In this game, done is always better than perfect, because perfect is just a fancy word for too scared to start. Phase 2. The build and the grind. Weeks 4 to 8. Now we enter the second month. This is what I call the death valley of passive income. This is the period between weeks 4 and 8, where the excitement of the new project has worn off. But the checks haven't started arriving yet. This is where 90% of your competitors will quit, and frankly, that's good for us. Their exit is your opportunity. If you've chosen the digital asset path, perhaps an automated YouTube niche channel, a specialized newsletter, or a digital product funnel, these 4 weeks are about pure, unadulterated volume. The American market is the most lucrative in the world, but it's also the most crowded. You don't win by being the smartest guy in the room. You win by being the last one standing. You need to produce. If you're building a content-based stream, you should be focused on SEO-driven value. You aren't vlogging about your day. You are answering specific, high-value questions that Americans are searching for on Google and YouTube. You are solving problems for people with credit cards in their hands. If you're using capital leverage, let's talk about the reality of the US stock market. Most people think passive income means buying a stock and hoping it goes up. That's called gambling. I want you to look at dividend growth investing and REITs, real estate investment trusts. When you buy a REIT, you are essentially becoming a landlord without the headache of a broken toilet at 2 a.m. But you must be cynical. A high dividend yield is often a value trap. If a company is offering a 12% dividend, they are likely struggling to keep their stock price from collapsing. They aren't being generous. They are desperate for your capital. I want you looking for dividend aristocrats, companies like Johnson & Johnson or Procter & Gamble that have increased their payouts every single year for over 25 years. That is how you protect your principal while you eat the fruit of the tree. By week 8, you should be feeling the weight of the work. You should be tired. If you aren't tired, you aren't building a stream. You're having a hobby. Hobbies cost you money. Businesses pay you money. Phase 3, automation and defensive shielding, weeks 9 to 12. By the time you hit week 9, the machine should be built. Now we move from being the builder to being the operator. This is the transition from active build to systematic management. If your passive income stream still requires you to be at your desk for 6 hours a day by week 10, congratulations, you've just bought yourself a second job. That wasn't the goal. The goal is automation. This is where the 80-20 rule becomes your religion. 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your actions. Identify that 20% and automate the rest. In the United States, we have access to the most sophisticated automation tools in history. Use them. If you're running a digital business, use AI for your data processing and use virtual assistants for your customer interactions. If you are still manually moving data from one spreadsheet to another, or manually clicking send on emails, you are acting like a $15 an hour employee instead of a high-level fund manager. Your goal by the end of week 12 is to have a system that can breathe on its own for at least 7 days without you touching it. If it survives a week without you, it's a stream. If it dies in 24 hours, it's a job. The mentor's critical warning, the trap of success. Stop. Look at me. We are at the final stretch. And this is where most people fail, even after they've succeeded. The biggest threat to your new income stream isn't a market crash. It's you. Specifically, it's taxes and lifestyle creep. The American dream has a dark side. As soon as we make an extra $1,000, we want to buy $1,000 worth of status. The moment that first significant check hits your bank account, your brain is going to tell you that you deserve a reward. It will tell you to upgrade your car lease, get the new iPhone, or go out for a $500 dinner. Doing that is financial suicide. You are killing the golden goose before it has even finished laying the first egg. Furthermore, you need to understand the US tax code. Passive income is not all treated equally. If you're earning ordinary income, the IRS is going to take a massive bite. Sometimes up to 37% depending on your bracket. My job as your mentor is to make sure you keep what you earn. Are you operating through an LLC? Have you looked at the qualified dividend tax rates? Is your investment sitting inside a Roth IRA where it can grow and be withdrawn tax-free? If you don't have a defensive shield around your income, you aren't working for yourself. You're just a high-performing employee for the federal government. Protect your principal at all costs. The 30-minute action plan. 12 weeks starts right now. Not tomorrow morning. Not once things settle down at work. Things never settle down. The world will always try to steal your time. Here is your 30-minute task to kick off week 1. First, identify your leverage. Open your bank app and look at your calendar. Do you have $5,000 to deploy? Or do you have 15 hours a week to sweat? Be honest with yourself. Second, choose your vehicle. Don't look at 10. Pick one. Is it Dividend Aristocrats? Is it a niche content storefront? Is it lead generation for local businesses? Third, open the account or buy the domain today. The moment you spend that first dollar or open that brokerage account, the project becomes real. Finally, I want you to commit to the 90-day silence. Do not tell your friends about your new business. Do not post a hustle quote on Instagram. Do not seek external validation for work you haven't finished yet. The world doesn't care about your effort. It only cares about the value you provide. Go build something that pays you while you ignore the noise. I'm John Financial, and I'm here to make sure you don't go broke trying to look rich. I'll see you in the next one.